Coach, was it just a matter of how?
Yeah, listen, too many turnovers, too many penalties. Against a good football team, you just can't do that.
When you talk about the struggles offensively till the third quarter, be able to cross midfield, what Eagles did to cause that?
Yeah, so Vic does a nice job with that defense. They played well. They've got good players and good scheme, and they executed better than what we did. Coach better, starts with me, and they played better.
Coach, can you talk about the offensive line struggles and how defense got so many sacks on Mahomes?
Yeah, their defensive line did a nice job, and again, that happens in these games. The lines get magnified a little bit.
Coach, you had a chance for the three-peat. So this hurt more that you had a chance at the three-peat and you were able to finish it off.
Yeah, listen, they all hurt. You get this far. You battled your tail off to get this far. Very, very hard to do. And it's we spent a lot of time doing this. It's not a hobby, right? So we're in it the whole way, and spent a lot of hours doing it as players, as coaches. So it's going to hurt. They all hurt when you get to this level, and these things happen. 3 feet aside or any of that stuff. That you get this far and you don't play as well as you want to. It hurts.
What did you see from Patrick in terms of his halftime? Why don't you think they work?
You had a question up first.
What did you see from Patrick in terms of his fight on the field and his leadership on the field?
Yeah, listen, he did a good job. The guys battled all the way to the end. Did some nice things at the end, but it was too late. Go ahead.
I was just asking, what adjustments did you try to make during halftime? Why don't you feel like they panned out as they were?
Yeah, we went a little no huddle. It didn't work as well as we wanted it to. So, yeah, that was one of the adjustments.
Coach, what happened with the running game versus the passing game? Kind of a lot more passes than runs.
Yeah, well, we got it down.
I know you got it.
Yeah,
Right.
so we threw the ball probably more than we would want to going into the game, but felt like it was important that we did that. Get back in.
Did you think the players felt any pressure with that possible three-peat?
Well, listen, I don't think so. I mean, it's hard playing in this. I mean, this is a tough game. It's best against the best, and so I think they're more focused on that than they are three-peats and all that stuff. That wasn't a big issue.
In a Super Bowl rematch rife with storylines but low on drama, the Philadelphia Eagles crushed the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22 Sunday at the Superdome in New Orleans, earning the franchise's second Super Bowl and denying the Chiefs what would have been a historic three-peat. Their second Super Bowl meeting in 3 seasons held nothing of the intrigue of their first. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts threw for 2 touchdowns and rushed for a third, and kicker Jake Elliott connected on 4 field goals. Along with 222 yards passing, Hurts also led the team in rushing with another 72 yards on the ground. Despite throwing 1 early pick, his performance garnered him Super Bowl MVP. It was vindication for an Eagles team that was criticized throughout the season for appearing to lack cohesion under head coach Nick Sirianni, and sometimes appeared out of sync. That's a great football team, and we had to come out and play our best, and we did, a jubilant Sirianni said after the game. Let's run this back. Hurts and the Eagles got their revenge for the 38-35 Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs 2 years ago that was mired by a controversial holding call in the closing minutes. Personally, myself, I've just been able to use every experience and learn from it, Hurts said. The good, the bad, all of it, using it as fuel to pursue my own greatness. I couldn't do any of these things without the guys around me. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes struggled mightily throughout the night, throwing 2 interceptions. One that was returned for a touchdown, and losing a fumble on a strip sack. He was sacked 6 times in total, as the Eagles dominated on both sides of the ball. Mahomes had more interceptions Sunday, too, than in his other 20 playoff games combined, according to CBS Sports' Jeff Kerr. The Eagles opened the scoring midway through the first quarter with a rushing touchdown from Hurts on their patented tush-push play, giving them a 7-0 lead. A 48-yard Jake Elliott field goal midway through the second quarter extended their lead to 10-0. Then the floodgates opened. Mahomes threw an interception that was returned for a 38-yard touchdown by rookie cornerback Cooper DeJean, on his 22nd birthday no less. With under 2 minutes to play in the first half, Mahomes threw his second pick, this time to Eagles linebacker Zach Bond, deep in Chiefs territory. That set up a 12-yard touchdown catch for Eagles receiver A.J. Brown moments later to extend the lead to 24-0. Elliott converted on a 27-yard field goal midway through the third quarter to give the Eagles a 27-0 lead. When the Chiefs failed to convert a fourth down play on the following drive, the Eagles delivered what was the dagger when Hurts connected with Devontae Smith on a 46-yard touchdown pass to push the margin to 34-0. The Chiefs finally got on the board late in the third quarter when Mahomes hit Xavier Worthy for a 24-yard touchdown. The scoring drive also marked the first time in the game the Chiefs' offense had gotten into Eagles territory. The Chiefs scored 2 garbage time touchdowns to keep the margin respectable, but it was too little too late. This is only the second Lombardi Trophy of the Eagles' storied franchise. Their first came in 2018 when backup quarterback Nick Foles led a shocking playoff run that culminated in the Eagles defeating Tom Brady's New England Patriots in a shootout. And it was Brady who called the Super Bowl for Fox Sunday. President Trump, meanwhile, was in attendance at Sunday's Super Bowl, the first sitting president to do so. But he departed at around halftime and returned to Washington, D.C. In a pre-taped Fox interview that aired just prior to the game, Mr. Trump had predicted a Chiefs win. Before kickoff, the president came onto the field and met with first responders and survivors of the New Year's Day truck attack on Bourbon Street which killed 14 people. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts has been named Super Bowl MVP. Hurts threw for 2 touchdowns and rushed for a third. Along with 222 yards passing, Hurts also added 72 yards on the ground. Personally, myself, I've just been able to use every experience and learn from it, Hurts said after the game of his ability to bounce back after losing the Super Bowl to the Chiefs 2 years ago. The good, the bad. All of it, using it as fuel to pursue my own greatness. I couldn't do any of these things without the guys around me. The Kansas City Chiefs have finally scored their first points late in the third quarter when Patrick Mahomes hit Xavier Worthy for a 24-yard touchdown. The Chiefs failed on the ensuing 2-point conversion, giving the Eagles a 34-6 lead. The scoring drive marked the first time the Chiefs got into Eagles territory. It also kept them from becoming the first team to be held scoreless in a Super Bowl. The Dolphins hold the record for the fewest points scored in a Super Bowl, when they suffered a 24-3 loss in Super Bowl VI in 1972. When the Chiefs failed to convert a fourth down play, the Eagles delivered what could be a dagger when Jalen Hurts connected with Devontae Smith on a 46-yard touchdown pass to push the Eagles' lead to 34-0. The struggling Chiefs offense finally crossed midfield for the first time in the game with under 2:30 to play in the third quarter. Chris Jones, the Chiefs' all-pro defensive tackle, suffered what appeared to be a leg injury midway through the third quarter. With the Eagles with the ball on a 2nd and goal play with about 6 minutes to play in the third, Jones came up hobbling on a Saquon Barkley run. He eventually went to the sideline after a television timeout. His status for the rest of the game was unclear. Kendrick Lamar squabbled up with actor Samuel L. Jackson dressed as Uncle Sam at the Super Bowl halftime show on Sunday, and was joined by singer SZA. The Grammy-winning rapper went through some of his older hits, including Humble and DNA, as well as songs from his new album, including Peekaboo and Luther, featuring SZA. Lamar closed the show with Record and Song of the Year, Not Like Us. Tennis star Serena Williams also made a surprise appearance as one of Lamar's dancers.